Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be living in a completely different reality than you, even though they have the same 24 hours? Same sunrises, same clock ticks, but their life moves forward, and yours feels stuck. Now imagine this. What if the difference is not talent, not luck, not connections, but the first hour of their day? The quiet hour? When the world is asleep, and they are becoming someone new. This is where our story begins. There was once a man named Hal Elrod who had every reason to quit on life. A near-fatal accident. A body that doctors said would never fully recover. A mind that could have easily accepted defeat. But instead of asking, "Why me?" he asked a different question. What can I still become? And that question changed everything, because most people wake up reacting to life. Alarm rings, snooze, phone scroll, rush, stress, repeat. But what if, instead of reacting, you designed your mornings? Think about your current mornings. Do you wake up with excitement or obligation? Do you feel in control or already behind? Do you grow or just survive? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your mornings are not just a routine. They are a mirror of your identity. If your mornings are rushed, distracted, and chaotic, your life slowly becomes the same. But if your mornings are intentional, focused, powerful, your life starts reflecting that energy too. Now imagine this. You wake up before the world demands anything from you. No noise, no pressure, no expectations. Just you. And possibility. At first it feels strange, almost unnatural, because you've trained your brain to chase urgency, not growth. But slowly, something shifts. You start realizing this is the only time in your day that truly belongs to you. And what you do with it shapes everything that follows. See, most people wait for motivation. I'll wake up early when I feel inspired. I'll work on myself when I have time. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like mood. Discipline, that's different. Discipline is showing up even when your mind says, "Not today." Because deep down, you know something. You know that the life you want will not come from the habits you have. And that realization hurts. But it also wakes you up. Now let's talk about something powerful. Imagine two versions of you. One version keeps living the same routine, same habits, same excuses, same results. The other version wakes up early, invests in growth, builds clarity, moves forward daily. Fast forward 1 year. They don't just have different days, they have different lives. And the only difference? What they did in the morning. This is where transformation begins. Not in big dramatic changes, but in small, consistent actions done daily. Think of it like this. Your life is like a direction, not a moment. If you shift your direction slightly every morning, over time, you end up in a completely different destination. Now here's something most people misunderstand. Waking up early is not about sacrificing sleep. It's about gaining control. Because when you wake up late, your day controls you. But when you wake up early, you control your day. And control is power. But let's be honest, waking up early is hard. Your bed feels warmer, your mind whispers, just 10 more minutes. And that's the moment that defines everything. Because every time you choose comfort over growth, you reinforce the identity of someone who stays stuck. But every time you choose growth over comfort, you become someone who moves forward. And identity is everything. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits. So if you want a better life, you don't need bigger goals, you need better mornings. Now imagine this scenario. You wake up, and instead of rushing, you sit in silence. No phone, no noise, just breathing. At first your mind is restless, thoughts jumping everywhere, but slowly, they settle. And in that silence, you hear something you've been ignoring. Your own voice. Not the world's expectations. Not social media noise. Your voice. And suddenly, clarity begins. Then you move your body, not for six-pack abs, but for energy. Because your body is not just physical, it's deeply connected to your mind. When your body moves, your mood shifts. When your energy rises, your confidence follows. And now, you're no longer waking up tired, you're waking up alive. Then comes something even more powerful. You start feeding your mind, not random content, but intentional knowledge. Because what you consume becomes what you think, and what you think becomes what you do. Most people scroll in the morning, you grow, and that difference compounds. Now here's a deep truth. Your future self is watching you right now, not judging, just waiting for you to become them. But they can only exist if you take action today. You prove that you matter, and that builds self-respect. And self-respect changes everything. Because once you respect yourself, you stop accepting less. Less effort, less growth, less life. Now let's talk about fear. Many people avoid growth, not because they're lazy, but because they're afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of change, afraid of becoming someone new. Because growth is uncomfortable, it forces you to face your limits. But here's the twist. The real fear should be staying the same. Because staying the same slowly destroys potential. And potential is painful. Because deep inside, you know what you're capable of. And every day you don't act. That voice gets louder. So instead of fearing discomfort, embrace it. Because discomfort is the sign of growth. Now picture this. It's early morning. The world is silent. You're sitting there working on yourself. And in that moment, you realize something. You are no longer waiting for life to change. You are changing your life. That shift is powerful. Because once you take ownership, everything becomes possible. Now here's something practical. Transformation doesn't require hours. Even one focused hour in the morning can change your entire trajectory. Because it's not about quantity, it's about consistency. 1 hour daily for 365 days, that's 365 hours of growth. While others stayed the same, you evolved, and evolution is the real goal. Not perfection, not instant success, but progress. Because progress builds momentum, and momentum changes identity. Now let's go deeper. Why does morning matter so much? Because your brain is most impressionable when you wake up. It's like fresh clay. Whatever you shape, stays. So if you start your day with stress, your brain stays stressed. If you start your day with growth, your brain stays focused. That's why mornings are powerful. They don't just start your day, they set your mindset. And mindset controls everything, your actions, your decisions, your life. Now think about this. If you win the morning, you already feel successful. And when you feel successful, you act successful. And when you act successful, you create success. It's a chain reaction. And it all begins before sunrise. Now here's the truth no one tells you. There will be days you fail, days you snooze, days you feel tired, days you don't want to try. And that's okay. Because consistency is not perfection. It's persistence. It's showing up even after you miss. Because missing once, it doesn't matter. Quitting does. So forgive yourself and continue. Because growth is not linear. It's messy, but it's worth it. Now imagine your life 5 years from now. If you keep your current routine, what does it look like? And now imagine if you transform your morning starting tomorrow. Which life feels better? And more importantly, which life are you choosing today? Because every day, you're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. And those votes create your identity, so choose wisely. Now let's bring this home. The real miracle is not waking up early. The real miracle is realizing that you have the power to change, to rewrite your story, to break your patterns, to become someone stronger And that power is in your hands every single morning. So tomorrow, when your alarm rings, pause for a moment and ask yourself, do I want comfort or growth? Because you can't have both, and whatever you choose, you become. So choose growth, choose discipline, choose yourself. Because one day you will look back and realize that your entire life changed. Not in a year, not in a month, but in a quiet, simple, powerful decision to win your mornings. And that is where everything begins. Everything